expect me to be 15 minutes late. Yes, 14 minutes late. Never count us out.
Never.
We keep improving. That's what it's all about. Constant improvement every day. Now we've never been on time, but we're always a little bit less late. And that's better than nothing. Hey, let's start the show. Oh, we got an exciting show today. Welcome to another episode of the Victory Talk podcast. This is the only podcast, as far as I'm aware, the only podcast where we focus on showing you how to build your money, muscle, and your mindset. Right? That's what we talk about here. What episode is this? This is episode 97.
This is 55.
Oh, just 55. I'm super close.
Almost.
Super close. Episode 55. All right. You know, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. ish Eastern Standard Time. And we have a guest today, but before I introduce our guest, first I have to get a word from my sponsor. Now, here's the thing, guys. You watch these other podcasts and they're always sponsored by like fucking underwear. Goddamn mattresses, salt water. What else? fucking underwear. Yeah, man. They'll stop the podcast about making money. Hey, man, I just want to stop the podcast. Let you know about this fucking underwear. Get the fuck out of here, dork. Hey, underwear nerds. I will take the money. You fucking nerds want to give me some money. I'll take it. And I'll wear your dumb ass underwear. I'll wear your stupid ass underwear, you fucking nerds. Mattresses, expensive ass mattresses. What else they be selling, man? Goddamn. It's all mattress. Every podcast is sponsored by mattresses, salt water, or fucking underwear. What the fuck is going on? This whole podcasting seems to be an underwear based economy.
Shoes,
fucking shoes, deodorants, fucking nerds. Well, those of y'all should know I sold out too. I've also sold out. Now remember, before you call me a seller, you got to remember you spend 40 hours a week doing some shit you don't like just for money. All right. Before you start calling me a sellout, you sell out 40 hours a week. You've been doing that shit for mad long, dork. But I'm going to sell out for 4 hours a week because we have a new sponsor. This episode of Victory Unit is sponsored by Thot Repellent. That's right. Thot Repellent. Listen, there's a problem. There's an epidemic going on here in America. I don't know what it's like in other countries. Maybe we'll ask our guest later, but here in America, we got these thots running around ruining the ballers' lives. Yeah, they're ruining lives. It's these chicks, they come out here, they got their baby fathers names tattooed on them. They got multiple different color hair. And they're trying to get pregnant on purpose to take your money, man. Listen, here's the thing, guys. Every day in America, a baller falls victim to some thoughts. And that's why the good people and Victory Unit Laboratories have been working round the clock, nonstop. We got an army of nerds, beakers and lab coats, putting together this product to help protect the ballers, right? And you too, right? From these thoughts. Now, it's cost a lot of money. So all your super chats are going to go through research and development for Thot Repellent. As of now, it can only keep about
You're at 18 right now.
18 thots away.
Last week we did a trial, like 18.
We did a trial.
And we passed the 24-hour mark.
Yeah, 18. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes.
So we were able to keep 18 thots away for 24 hours. A few people died in the trial, but you know.
We are having less casualties.
We have less casualties every week.
Thanks to the SuperChats.
Thanks to the SuperChats. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
And we are fully transitioning to the human trials.
Oh, because before, like, you know, it's piles and piles of dogs, piles of canines, man. You know, but that's how it is. That's how it is, man. You got to kill a few dogs if you want to bring something to market. Everyone knows that. Listen, guys, we want to protect you. See, most of you guys are thinking you're watching these other podcasts, the red pill guys. Oh, how do I get girls? Maybe stop being a nerd. If you wasn't a dork. Right. That's why we talk about building your money, muscle, and mindset. Right. And that's why we had the free Discord. I got free courses in there building your money, muscle, and mindset. Then your biggest problem would be too many girls. And then you'll need Thot Repellent. if you search how you know if you loser, you search how to get girls. How you know if you a G, if you're like, damn, how do I get all these girls off me? No más chicas, por favor. That's the problem. You need Thot Repellent. Now, there's another use case to this that we haven't really talked about. You can just spray this in a room, and we've gotten to the point where only like the thots will feel it, like the respectable women, the ladies. they'll be unaffected. But any chick with a tattoo on her neck, any chick with a tattoo on her neck, or over 30 bodies, body count of 30, she might like start going into convulsions. She won't be able to handle it. So it also doubles as thought detection, right? You know, this is what you need, guys. Hey, go ahead. All your super chats go towards. Yeah, you want to check this? All your super chats go towards research and development. Thot Repellent. We really need your money. I'm gonna be honest with you, because this has been like just too many casualties.
Very expensive.
Too many casualties. Too many people die. You might want to keep the cap on. I don't know you well enough to know if you can take it off. Okay, I think you can take it off. You'll be fine. Hey, man, it's childproof. All right, and hey, let me introduce our guest. So, I was on this young lady's podcast not long ago, and then I thought to myself the other day, I thought, hey, I don't want to prepare nothing for this podcast. I should get a guest. And I remember we had a great conversation on her podcast. Y'all should definitely go check it out. All the way from Hogwarts is all the way from Hogwarts. We got Layah Heilpern.
It sounds like I'm all the way from Thailand, like that. You make me sound like I'm Asian. I do look a bit Asian, to be fair. I'm like looking at myself right now. Yeah. No, Layah Heilpern. You got it.
Heilpern?
No, Pern.
Pern.
Yeah, I think it's like an accent thing. I think we're struggling with the accent thing.
Layah Heilpern.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
That's good enough.
That's good enough. Yeah.
And you're from Hogwarts.
I'm from Hogwarts. Yeah, actually, I actually grew up near where Hogwarts was filmed. So yeah, near where Hogwarts was filmed.
That's cool, man.
This is cool though. This is wild.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where you were going with it.
Yeah.
I thought like you had like another sponsor that was like a third party, but
fucking underwear.
But,
you gotta have some underwear sponsor.
Yeah, and
like
deodorant,
all these other guys.
you know, and then like it's just like you on the bottle, just like
yeah. I sponsor myself.
As you should. I like that. That's the money mindset. Wait, so
I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Yeah,
like, I got this fucking problem. Like I'll probably never have a sponsor because when I got into the internet thing, I always felt weird about like asking people for shit.
Right.
Or I just, I'm doing myself. So even I came out with my own supplement line and everything back in the day. And now, you know, I got my own.
You got your own Thot Repellent.
I'm still doing products, still research and development. Yeah.
No, this is amazing. I like it.
Thanks.
Yeah. And like the fact that it doubles as, you know, like a thought detection.
Thought detection.
Yeah,
so a guy can wear that cologne. He thinks he's with a cool girl, and then she goes.
If she's over 30 bodies,
she starts seizuring, foaming at the mouth, and you know. She might die. I don't think it's murder at that point.
Okay. You know, I love it.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what
you're saving. Like you're saving lives out there with this. You know, and I like the case. Does it come with the case or?
No, that's Nima. Nima put the case together. You know, he did the graphic design work on it. You know, and he also whips the scientists.
Oh wow! you need that. This is Miami. Like you gotta
he goes
be
there and he like whips the scientists when they say, "Oh, can we have a break or lunch?" Shut up.
There are ballers getting scammed out there. No way.
Yeah, he's got. You know, I wanted someone. I wanted an Iranian leadership style.
Yeah. I like that. You needed a dictatorship to get this done.
One thing I know, man, Iranians know how to work the scientists. I learned that. My man,
hell yeah,
my Jewish friends told me all about it.
They did. That's crazy. No, I love it. I love what you guys are doing. It's brilliant.
Thanks. All right. Well, listen, Miss Heilpern.
No. Well, yeah, Heilpern. I like that. It's like she's got a plan. That's good.
Yeah, I like it. All right. So one of the things you're known for most is cryptocurrency. You're also known for a lot of things. You're like, are you like a red pill girl?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm just, you know what it is? I'm just like really anti-government and like really
which government?
Just all of them. Just all of them. I don't like any of them. None of them suit me. I'm anti-centralized power. And I think that like spills over into all the different systems, whether it's like, okay, like the red pill system, whether it's, you know, people's opinions on like marriage and feminism and the education system, the money, it's all corrupted, Brandon. It's all corrupted.
Tell me more about that. In what way?
It's all corrupted. The money's corrupted. So for me, it's all the same thing. People are like, what are you like? Are you red pill or are you crypto? All of it. It's all corruption.
You're just a contrarian.
But you could say that, but everything that I say comes true, you know?
Like, for example?
Okay, well, we want to keep we don't want to like affect the algorithm or any red flags or anything. So I'll be careful with my words. But you know, like when the big flu started a few years ago, I was saying how we weren't going to eventually be able to travel freely. And we're going to need, you know, documents to travel to prove our health records. And everyone's like, oh, you're being a contrarian, you're being a conspiracy theorist. But I'm not. We then needed documents to travel.
Damn, she was right.
Yeah, can I get a sound effect?
You get that one.
This is a cool sound effect thing you have.
Thanks.
I like that.
There's a lot of them, man.
Yeah. But this, like, it spills into all aspects of life. Whether it's like the money, whether it's the control. Everything is control, and that's sort of like what I talk about. Yeah.
So you're more of like would anarchist be the right word?
I don't know if I'd call myself an anarchist because I don't know, because I think we do need some level of like control.
Would you like a Mad Max sort of?
Mad Max? I don't think I've seen Mad Max.
Oh no! Okay.
But wait, what's the premise of it?
It was like the end of the world and every man for themselves.
But that's how the world is. I think it is every man for themselves. Okay. You know, because if you don't if you don't innovate, you get left behind. Like you won't sell any other products other than your own.
Yeah,
because Brandon first, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't trust any government, and that's what is that why you like crypto, or do you think crypto? So your interest in crypto, is it more like you believe in it because of its merits on its own, or you believe in it because you're anti-establishment?
So that's a great question. I believe in crypto because I'm anti-establishment, but I believe in Bitcoin because of its merits on its own.
Okay, now here's the thing.
Separate the two.
That's good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I think Bitcoin is garbage. Now here's the thing, though. I'm open to being wrong about that.
Okay.
Right. I said I think, like I don't know. Right. I don't know, and it may have some utility.
Yeah.
And I would really like you to convince me.
I'd love to convince you. Let's do it. So I'm just curious. So what about it makes you think it's garbage?
One is make believe, right? Okay. Right. It's make believe, and it's. Is
it because it's like not tangible? You can't see it. You can't hold it like you can with
no. It's not that. It's because there's no Okay, so here's the thing about the dollar. The dollar is the world's reserve currency, right?
For now.
And in 1946, there was the Bretton Woods Agreement, where the United States said, "Hey, countries, first world countries, we'll send our navy out, the greatest navy in the world, to protect all the seas, make sure you guys are safe. All you got to do is trade oil in US dollar, right?" And that's how we became our spot as the world's reserve currency, right? I know we're not on the gold standard, right?
Yeah.
But there is this power in it, and the United States does a lot to protect that. You know, like when Gaddafi, he was like, you know what? Now I'm gonna trade oil in a different currency. See how shit worked out for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saddam Hussein said, nah, man, we got all the oil, we're gonna trade in a different currency. See how that worked out for him. Now Putin is trying to he thought that was a good idea as well. And we'll see how that turns out. You know,
well, they turned him into a villain. I know. I mean, you could say he turned himself into a villain.
I mean, listen, he went again. Listen. Historically, if you make any moves that threaten United States dollar as the world's reserve currency, you'll feel the force of the greatest military of all time. And even domestically, right? If crypto gets big enough to threaten it, what happens? Binance, they go after Binance, they go after FTX, they go after. I don't think it's a coincidence that this is happening.
So
that's why I'm pro dollar, but I'm open to being. You know?
I hear you. Well, that's interesting. So they are coming after Bitcoin. They're coming, they're like in the EU, for example, they want to make all of the transactions completely public, and they want to give everyone, they want to identify all the transactions, because right now they're completely anonymous. They're coming after Binance. I don't think Binance can't operate fully in the United States. So they're fully coming after crypto. They're calling all the different assets securities. They're making it really difficult to determine any regulation, any clear guidelines. So obviously people can't really operate clearly in the US. But then doesn't that make you think that the fact that they're coming after crypto means that, hang on, there must be something good to it? Maybe it's not fully garbage if they're coming after it.
I think they're going to come after anything that poses a threat, and that's why I think it's garbage. Not because it's garbage it's in itself. Maybe I wasn't clear. I think it's because I think the United States government will crush anything that it potentially threatens United States dollar as the world's reserve currently. Okay,
so let's go into it. So first, I want to make a difference between Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So I trade cryptocurrency just because you can. It's a market. There's volatility, so there's money to be made.
And it trades 24 hours.
Right, 24 hours, totally easy. So there's money to be made. Bitcoin, I don't really trade. I look at Bitcoin as completely different. To me, it's digital gold.
Okay. I want to talk about that.
Okay,
I've made a lot of money trading Bitcoin.
You can.
It was maybe it's 2000, and it was at 19. I was looking at the chart, 1900, and I was like, all right. And I bought like $100,000 worth of it at 19, and then I sold it when it was at like 60 something.
Yeah. No, that's an amazing trade. But that's smart.
That was a smart trade. That was a smart trade. Shout out to me.
There you go. You can buy low, sell high. You can make money with Bitcoin, but I don't see the point in it, because I look at Bitcoin as digital gold. So I look at it and I'm like, wow, this thing is so valuable. I would never want to sell it, because there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin. So there's a hard cap limit. You can't increase the supply. Unlike the US dollar, where they just continue to keep, they just keep printing. And so, which pushes everyone deeper and deeper into poverty, right? Through inflation and things like that. They use the money that they print to fund all the wars. So all this money that they're sending to Ukraine for his wife, who I saw to buy all these new handbags, it's just printed US dollars. It's fake money. It's counterfeit money. Right?
But to fund, what did you say to fund what?
Well, she bought some handbags. His wife.
Before
the wars.
Yeah.
Well, of course. How else are you going to fund the wars?
It's the greatest military of all time. Is that what you want to go against?
Yes. Well, I mean, is that what you want to go against? No. This is why the founder of Bitcoin is anonymous. Satoshi Nakamoto.
Nakamoto.
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Well, he's like a Pokemon.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
maybe.
Well, we don't know if it's a man. We don't know if it's a man. We don't know if it's a woman. We don't know if it's a group of people. But this individual knew that he was going up against, yes, the US military, the most powerful military in the world. And so this person decided that they have to stay anonymous because of how powerful the technology is. So I will never sell my Bitcoin. The thing with Bitcoin is that it's not in the control of the government. Like the government doesn't have money unless you give them money, right? So well, where does the government get money from? Well, they print it, but where else do they get money from? Through your taxes, right? So you have to work. You have to do this hard labor. You give your money to the government, and then they go do whatever they want with it. They fund wars and so on.
They also make sure the water's clean, the streets are clean.
You think the water's clean? You think the streets are clean? Have you seen how many homeless there are here?
America is not clean. Have you been to another country? Like, Mexico, you drink the water, you're going to shit all over yourself.
But England's better. Moments. I'm not going to lie. England's a little cleaner than the States. And the food is cleaner. Water? Yeah, the water's cleaner. The food is cleaner. The streets are cleaner. But we have our own problems.
I'm a big London fan, but I'm just saying, man. I personally, I like the fact that if there's a fucking fire, the fucking police officers are the fire department is gonna come. Yeah. And there's this thing. I don't love taxes. I pay a lot of taxes, right? And I get what you're saying. We don't want to get into another argument.
Yeah. No, we won't.
But they do some cool shit with the taxes, right?
Do they?
Fucking police off. I like police. I like
there are other ways. There are other ways.
I like
you
public
can do
schools, like they could be better, right? But I like the fact that they exist,
Yeah. I think there are like, I'm not saying those are bad things. I'm just saying like there's a different way things can be run. Okay. And I'm not like anti-tax. I just think that they take too much. And they then go fund wars.
You ain't got to tell me.
Yeah, they go. Yeah, exactly. They go fund wars and do what they do.
Yeah.
But the most important part about Bitcoin is the fact that it's completely decentralized, so nobody can shut it down. So right now, what they're doing, I talk a lot about this, and I get censored for talking about this. They're creating a national dollar. So they're creating a digital dollar, right? So they're called central bank digital currencies. Yeah. And these are the same as what we have now, like the same as the pound, the euro, the yen, whatever, but they're just digital versions. Yeah. And so the money is going to be programmable. Yeah. So what that means is, right now, they think that we live in this like so-called like climate crisis, and they're trying to control every aspect of your life. They're trying to make sure you have all your medicines and your jabs, and you eat like this and you do like this, whatever it is, don't use certain language because that's offensive. So the only way to police that and implement that is through the money. And so they program the money so that Brandon, say, for example, it's 4th of July and you want to have all these burgers and steaks because you're on this crazy keto diet or whatever, you could reach your limit. And then they program the money. So when you then go to fill up your car or even buy another steak, your money gets declined.
Is that something that's happening?
Yeah. So you have over 90% of all central banks around the world are all working on their own CBDC, central bank digital currency. The UK are doing it. Nigeria already have one. China have one.
What's the difference between that now? Because like most of the dollars in circulation right now are digital. Like they're not like paper dollars.
They're they're basically a digital representation of the supposed reserves, the paper reserves.
Right, but it's not.
But you can't program it. You can't program it. Like you can still use cash. You can't program the current money that we have.
Maybe I'm not.
Yeah, sure. So for example, say like you bought too many steaks, right? And apparently meat is like bad for the environment, and you're killing cows, and you're a bad person. Yeah. They'll put a limit on how much meat you're allowed to buy. Does that make sense?
Is that happening?
Yes.
That part.
No. Like it's going to happen. And they're doing it with emissions because they want to be careful about how much carbon you emit into the atmosphere. And the best way to do that is to program the money. So you filled up your car 5 times this month. That's your limit.
So are you on a crusade against it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's a poor choice of words, Nima.
Crusade.
Are you on? Well, I got a European, and that's not a good word historically.
Yeah. No, you're good. We're good.
You guys are gonna start drawing your swords.
Not a crusade. You know what people say? They say Bitcoin is a peaceful protest. Like I'm not doing anything illegal by holding Bitcoin.
Okay.
I'm just peacefully protesting by opting out the system. Because like I said earlier, the government doesn't have any money. They have your money that you give in taxes. So when you opt out, you reduce the power and control that they have.
Opt out
By not holding US dollars, by saving in Bitcoin.
That sounds like
what does it sound like?
That sounds dangerous.
What do you mean? What's dangerous is the fact that like inflation was at a 40-year high. Saving your money in dollars sounds dangerous to me.
But the dollar is up over the last 3 years.
No, what do you mean up?
I'll show you.
Show me. But inflation is at a 40-year high. The numbers in the charts might say the dollar is up, but when you go to Publix and you buy, the purchasing power of your dollar is down.
It's like
we're in a cost of living crisis. People can't afford basic necessities like bread, milk, eggs. You know, you might have seen this online. I saw a mother post a TikTok video about how she can't afford to give her daughter braces. Her daughter currently has braces. Her daughter has braces, but she can't afford to keep them. And so she has to have them removed.
So this is like the dollar over the last
I can't really see your screen.
Sorry.
Okay.
Over the last 3 years,
okay.
This is the index of the dollar over the last 3 years.
Okay, but how's the purchasing power of your dollar when you go in? Is it down?
Well, it depends on how you ask. Yeah.
What do you mean?
It depends.
Yeah, like charts don't matter, right? The reality matters. So when you go to the store and you give them $10, you're getting less today than you did 3 years ago. Whereas if I give them my Bitcoin, probably get more than I did 3 years ago. No. I can't even remember what was the price 3 years ago. Where are we now? Right. We're at 28 now.
3 years ago it was like 60 something.
Yeah, exactly. So you would get more.
No.
Yes,
of course you would. 3 years ago, Bitcoin was 60 something.
Yeah, it was $69,000. November 2020. Yeah, 2020. Oh, we're in
so Bitcoin was worth more 3 years ago.
No, it's actually worth less. We're at the top of we just passed new all-time highs. But the point still stands that if you zoom out and look at the chart, you get more for your money. You get more for your Bitcoin as the years go by. Which is
maybe if you did it in like you look at it in like 10-year increments.
Okay, so look and compare that to the dollar in 10-year increments. You'll see, the dollar you get less.
We could do that, I guess.
But you don't need to because you just look at inflation. Like 10 years ago, like 10 years ago, the purchasing power of your dollar was so much stronger than it is today.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like inflation is always going to be. So you're saying that you're arguing that Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation.
Long term, yes. Right now, it's still a really immature asset. So naturally, like there's a lot of volatility.
That's what I'm saying. The volatility.
Yeah.
So if you were saving in Bitcoin, like your savings would be going.
They do.
Wild.
Yeah. 100%. And my savings are like I've lost hundreds of thousands. Like, but I haven't sold. Like I haven't realized those losses. So to me, it doesn't make a difference.
You only lost when you sell.
Exactly.
I know. Okay.
So you have the purchasing power. And then you also have the fact that it's non-confiscatable. And this is so crazy and important. That when I say non-confiscatable, I'm curious, does that like mean anything to you?
You mean you have it like on a cold storage?
You just can't confiscate. Yeah, like you can't
have it like on a
it.
USB drive somewhere.
Yeah. You just can't confiscate it. So for example, let's take Canada.
Okay.
So in Canada, I don't know if you remember, there was that whole truckers protest and they were protesting the right to their own body. So Justin Trudeau was saying that you all have to take the medicine, you know, you got to take the jab. Yeah. And they were like, no, we don't want to. And he said any trucker that hasn't taken it can't then cross and go to the US, basically. Something like that.
How many boosters did you get?
Oh, I got 5, obviously. And I'm going to get another 5 in the morning. How many did you get?
I never got, no jokes aside.
Yeah.
I was like, as soon as I saw that I'm a psycho, right? So I saw that the J&J was like hurting people when that first came out. And I was like, that shit won't do nothing to me. And I was like,
get it?
Yeah, I was like, yo, give me that shit.
No
way. I bet it won't do nothing to me.
I'm
an invincible black god. And then, nothing happened.
That's good. No, that's good.
No, I'm invincible. I think people should be able to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
It just I lived in Manhattan. I knew nothing was gonna happen to me.
Yeah.
Because people in my family, motherfuckers, do drugs, smoke cigarettes, alcohol, and live to be like almost 100.
Yeah.
No one's ever had cancer. We're just
wow. You got good genes.
Yeah, these genes.
I mean,
man.
I thought you were like 35. So
thank you.
You're welcome. You have great genes.
These young kids would be like 35, right? But me, I'm like, thanks.
That's true.
No, that's what's up though. Yeah. But so I knew it wasn't gonna hurt me. Anyway.
That's good.
The truckers. They were
doing what now? So everybody started sending Bitcoin to help them. And then they started freezing the Bitcoin that was on exchanges. And they started freezing people's bank accounts. So the leaders of the trucker protest, they had their bank accounts frozen.
Okay.
And so with Bitcoin, you can't do that. They froze the centralized exchanges like Kraken and Binance. I believe they had some issues, but that's because they are centralized exchanges that have to abide by the laws and the regulation of that country, right? But if you trade, we have to my words. If you hold Bitcoin in the correct way and you trade peer to peer as it was intended, then no one can freeze your Bitcoin wallet, is what I'm saying. And so it's an amazing way to circumvent tyranny.
It sounds good, but I still can't buy shit with Bitcoin.
Well, you can.
What?
Okay, so like
aside from like aside from shit on the fucking dark web.
No.
Like aside from like drugs and
that's true. That's how I first heard of Bitcoin, by the way. Not gonna lie. I first heard of Bitcoin because a friend of mine was buying drugs online. Yeah. In 2014.
Oh wow.
With Bitcoin, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that seems to be the most popular use case.
Back then, now the most popular use case is to hold.
Trafficking.
It's to hold it.
The hold. I'm sorry, my fault. You're good. It seems to be the preferred currency of human traffickers and
no, it's not. So according to what? Show me some statistics.
I don't have the data. I'm not searching that on my computer. You got me fucked up. You think I'm gonna let the SWAT team come here?
That's so true.
Who do you think you're gonna get? Who do you think the SWAT team is gonna put the guns at? The fucking the guy who looks like the Oscar statue. The Iranian behind the computer, the Iranian scientist I have over here, or
the white girl,
or the Harry Potter extra.
Harry Potter, Hermione Granger.
Yeah, you know me. You're just I'll get. Anyway.
Nah, do you know what? I'm definitely like blacklisted somewhere. I think my name's on a file. I'm not gonna lie. I think they got a file on me.
Yeah,
I've said some stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely.
They could come for me first. You don't know. You don't know. You don't think
it's so funny, right?
What's funny? Thinking that they would come for me first? Is that not realistic?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm telling you. Listen,
if the SWAT team can come in here, you can have.
They're coming for me.
You can have a gun. You can have a rifle.
Yeah.
You can have a nuclear bomb, a gun, a knife to a baby's neck, and we can be like this. I promise you, we're gonna get shot first. You haven't been in America long enough.
No, I haven't.
No.
This place is wild,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's really wild.
Yeah.
You know what's wild? The food here. But we've had this conversation.
Oh, that's right. We did have the food.
Yeah, hang on.
I like the food a lot here, man.
See, something in the water. Something in the air.
That's not American water you're drinking. Show them waters you're drinking. That's not American water. That's from that's Italy.
There's something in the air. Look, my voice is
gone.
This is what happens.
Because that's our natural enemy.
You know what happens?
We beat them in those world wars, remember?
What, the Europeans?
The Italians.
Did you?
We did. You guys were getting your ass kicked. Hitler was bombing your capital, and then you said, "Oh, Roosevelt, can you help us?" And then we came to, all right, fuck it. And these motherfuckers were fighting with Hitler.
Really?
The Italians were fighting with Hitler. Anyway,
you know what happens every time I talk about conspiratorial stuff?
What?
My voice goes.
Oh shit!
Do you know who David Icke is? Do you know who he is? Do you know this? Okay, I take by that reaction.
All right, YouTube, I am sorry.
No, I'm not going to say anything. All I'm going to say is, no, this video was taken down. All I'm going to say is, I was talking to him about Bitcoin. No, I was talking to him for like a full hour and a half. And as soon as I started talking about Bitcoin, my voice went. That's all I'm saying. That's what I just did now.
You know David Icke?
He came on my podcast, yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't watch that video.
It was taken down. It's on Rumble.
Yeah,
he's interesting.
He's got some interesting theories. I don't want to talk about it.
We can't talk about it. No. We want to keep everything online
in this podcast. Because I thought you were gonna start talking about the lizard people and shit. You know?
No, I won't do that.
No lizard people.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, he explained it to me in a really interesting way, and it really opened my eyes up to what he meant. Saying like lizard people makes you sound like a crazy. He was basically just saying, and I'm gonna massively paraphrase and be careful with my words. He was basically just saying like there's dark energy.
Okay.
And there's dark beings he started off by saying to think that like there isn't life on other planets is like really kind of egocentric and like human centric.
Okay.
So I genuinely believe there's definitely some kind of like life out there beyond Earth, right?
Sure.
So what he says is that it's just a little bit closer than you think, and it's darker energy, and they can like shift between different lights. So like, you know how sometimes, you know how we can't see like infrared and like radio waves and things like that. Yeah. He said like the energy and the life is like that. And it shifts between different lights. And sometimes you catch a glimpse of it, and sometimes you don't. That's what he said. And I thought it was really interesting. And I'm sorry if I'm like paraphrasing it incorrectly, but that's what I took away from it.
Hey man, no, so I get it. No, I've read a book of David Icke.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. You have all these incredible books here. Well, you see, you know what I mentioned about central bank digital currencies?
Yeah.
He was talking about that in 1996.
He was, man.
1996.
Is he a big crypto fan?
Not really. I think he's like an older generation that can't grasp it. So I was trying to tell him, and my voice went.
So he probably deals with his preferred currency is probably like lizard people scale.
Do you know what he probably likes hard cash. He likes physical cash, anonymous. Bury it under a mattress. Nobody can come after it. But, you know, it's melting away, the cash.
His spell-based currency. He's British, though.
He is British, yeah.
Why do you guys like magic so much? That's what it is. You motherfuckers love magic.
You say that, but every time I come to America, you Americans can't stop talking about Harry Potter. We don't talk about it. You guys talk about it.
That's true. I've never seen this shit.
You haven't seen it?
No.
You should. It's really nice.
See? You love it. See, they love it
because everyone loves it because it's childish, you know. It like warms the soul. It's filled with like hope and like victory and triumph.
Okay, but I can stand. Well, you know, I'm sold now.
Yeah, you should watch it.
I'm sold now. Okay, fake money. I'm sorry, Bitcoin.
Fake money. Right, non-confiscatable.
Okay,
take Kanye West. He said something about the Jews, and then they banned his bank account.
Yeah,
that's really bad.
Well, they didn't take his money. They're just like,
okay, where's he going to put it though?
Well, here's the thing.
Because they all come together and they all ban you, and then nobody will bank you.
Hold on.
And then where do you put your money?
Those banks are like, you know, they're companies. They can make decisions on who who they want to what kind of customers they have. They didn't take away his money. They just said, hey, we don't want to do business with you, right? That'd be no difference than you saying you don't want someone on your podcast.
There is a difference, because me saying that I don't want someone on my podcast doesn't affect their ability to navigate in society and just simply participate in society. Whereas unbanking someone and not allowing them to have a place to put their money makes it almost impossible for them to do anything. You know, how did I get here today? I got an Uber. Did I pay them cash? No, I paid them through my bank.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. I don't know the last time I paid with cash. Some places don't even accept cash. Where was I at? I went to a Caribbean place for lunch in Miami, in like Wynwood or something this weekend. They didn't take cash. And then I went to Joe and Juice and they didn't take cash.
And you were thinking, man, we should have never stopped owning their country. Was that what you were thinking?
No. I'm thinking you should be taking my pounds is what I'm thinking. My British pounds.
No, listen. Here's the thing. I don't know. I don't even want to say what I want to say, because
don't say it.
I always get fucking.
No, you should say it.
Everyone hates when I say it.
What do you mean? What are you going to say?
Man.
It's okay. I'm
a free market capitalist. Right. So I just feel like a company should, if this company doesn't want to do business with someone, they shouldn't be forced to.
I agree.
Yeah, a private company. When I say private, I don't mean like some dummy every time I say this. So, no, it's public. I don't mean like a publicly trading company, right? I mean like if our taxes don't support that company, right?
Yeah, it's a private company.
Then it's private in that regard, right? And if, it's just like a fucking country club, man. If I don't got the fucking bread, I can't work. And they have a criteria, and maybe one of the criteria is you don't fucking publicly shit on a whole race of people. Like I can get that, right? I wouldn't have somebody on my podcast if they were talking about, they would listen.
But it's not just there though. Like, so there's a politician in the UK called Nigel Farage, and he was the man responsible for bringing the United Kingdom out of the European Union. So he basically did the whole Brexit movement. And
Nigel.
Nigel Farage, you like Nigel. Him? You want him on your podcast?
No. What's his name?
They just said they don't want to. I can't remember which bank it was, but they unbanked him. They said they didn't want to have him as a customer anymore. And it's not just one bank that does it. That's the point. They all then do it. He actually got an apology in the end.
Yeah.
But okay, let's just go back a sec. Firstly, I really agree with you when you say, you know, if it's a private company, they should do what they want. However, this is where I draw the line. These companies get to a point where they are so instrumental in society that giving them the power to make that decision becomes so almost like undemocratic and difficult for an individual to operate. Let me give you Twitter as an example. Twitter has become the town hall. It's become the place where we debate politics, where elections are debated, politics are debated, policy is debated. It literally happens on Twitter. And so by banning someone from Twitter, you are basically banishing them from having a say in society. That is where we are now.
There's a difference between it's not a right.
What's not a right?
Being on Twitter is not a right.
But free speech is a right.
But when that was, it's like, when people say that, it's like, I don't think they understand how like that amendment works. It's like, you can say whatever you want, right? It's just that doesn't mean there's not consequences, right?
Sure.
It's kind of like when my white friends say, how come we don't get to say the N-word? I'm like, bro, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You're just tell the truth. You're afraid of the consequences, right? Like tell the fucking truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like don't blame me because you scared or some shit. And Twitter is not a fucking tax. We don't pay taxes to Twitter, right? You know what I'm saying? So like they're a private company. They can do what they want, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if they can
agree with you, but I just don't anymore because of Twitter's role in society. Like it's evolved. It's so much more than just a private company. Like it has a completely different role in society as Instagram, as WhatsApp, as Facebook. Twitter policy is literally is curated and debated and created on Twitter. If you say a politician says a policy and it doesn't go down well on Twitter, that is not going to be debated on in Parliament or Congress.
So some people should say whatever they want without impunity on Twitter. Like it should be like free like that.
I believe like we should have free speech on social media. Yeah.
Okay. I just think the company should be able to do what they want, right? Like that's the kind of it's just two different freedoms. I'm saying freedoms for the corporation.
No, I get it.
Because I'm a rich snob, and you're saying freedom for
the individual,
individual,
right? Because at the end, because like I keep saying, like take the flu that happened. I was careful with the words that I use. The reaction to that, the world reaction to government policy went down in the digital space. It didn't go down in the real world. Nobody's out with their knives and guns, literally fighting the government. Like you fight the government in the digital world now. That's just how you fight the government. And the only reason they were able to the only reason it didn't continue, the lockdowns and everything, was because of all the pushback that happened in the digital space. So if you then ban that conversation, you give government unlimited power. And also without allowing free debate, you change the minds of the people.
But it's like
then you change the behavior of the people, because you have to understand as well, social media is in bed with government. That's what Twitter revealed when Elon Musk took over. After he took over, he revealed that Jack Dorsey's Twitter was fully in bed with the government, promoting certain agendas, therefore changing the minds of society, influencing them. That's so dangerous. That's why we have to have a free social media where we can debate government ideas.
Well, it seems like Elon is trying to accomplish that.
To some extent, yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, and once again, the free market rules, right? Like the free market finds a way. So like, for example, my man Tate, that's my boy, man. I know Tate for like before he was famous, right? He got kicked off the social media for whatever reasons,
for whatever reasons.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was cool. I wish that didn't happen, but at the same time, like you come in somebody else's house, bro. Like, okay, you're in my house, you in my house, right?
Yeah, you can kick me out.
If you start talking crazy, I'm gonna kick you out of my house. If I'm in Twitter's house and I start saying some shit that they don't like, why would I expect it to be different? You get what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
If it's because this is a private place. It's different if we're in like a public place, right? Government, like a tax funded, that's funded by taxes. Yeah, you gotta. All right, that's cool. I can go in the street and say whatever I want, right? But I can't go in Google's house and say whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? Like this is Google's house. Just like you can't come in my house. And like, even though I wish that didn't happen to Tate, that's my guy. But the free market fixed that too, right? Then now this Rumble is blowing up. They're making a lot of money over there. They're doing their thing.
You know, so in the UK, you know the whole thing with Russell Brand? Yeah. So that's
different.
Right. So they demonetized him on YouTube, and that man hasn't been proven guilty.
Yeah.
Right. So right now, YouTube, because the government told them to, demonetized an innocent man, and they asked Rumble to do the same.
Okay. Now we're getting into the territory. Now, if you're telling me that the government
it's all from the
companies
government
to do that, then I am against that.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
You know
Social media is in bed with government. It's always from the government.
If you're saying that that's the case, if that's the case, then I am against that, because the government should not be infringing.
But it is.
I don't know about your government, because we left y'all a long time ago. But our government should not be infringing on freedom of speech. They should not be taking
that's the problem with government right now. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's expanding, and it's putting its octopus legs in all aspects of our lives, including social media.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more of like politically, I'm more of a libertarian.
Right.
You know,
me too.
And that's why I'm like, hey man, if a company wants to do that, the company does that. But when the government tells them to do that, now that's different.
Well, that's so, like I was saying, before Elon Musk took over Twitter, that's what they called them, the Twitter files. That's what the Twitter files showed. It showed that government was ordering Twitter to take down certain profiles who were saying different things. Yes.
That's wild.
It was both Republicans and Democrats they were taking down, but it showed that it was more bias towards taking down more Republicans. So you can clearly see there's a disparity there. So the government is getting involved in how much information and what information it is being let out. And then remember, like they said, Twitter really is the town hall. It's the place where you go to debate policy and all sorts of things that politicians are doing.
Okay, so to be clear, I'm against that. Like,
but that's what's happening.
If that's true, then that's whack, because the government, especially America's government, should not be interfering with people's right to free speech. If Twitter's decided to do it, I'm for it. That's libertarian shit. Like, governments can do. I mean, government should stay the fuck away.
Right.
Government should stay out of your shit. People make their own decisions.
Right. But this idea that you have that, like, Twitter's this this private company, and YouTube's a private, Google or private companies. The fact that it's an illusion that it's a private company isolated on its own. It's not. It's in bed with government. If I'm in the Nike store and I say something rude to one of the people that work there, the Nike store, and I say something rude to one of the people that
why
work
do y'all say
there,
Nike?
I don't know. Why do you say Nike?
Because the company was invented here, and that's how they pronounced it in Oregon.
I don't know. Well, you say aluminum.
It's like the same way we drive on the right side of the road, because like this is where cars were invented, and like I feel like we should be able to make the rules on that. But anyway, it's all good. Yeah.
No, so say I'm in the Nike store and I'm rude to somebody. They have a right to kick me out. Like,
exactly.
Of course, right. But Nike is not in bed with government and is not in the center of policy and bills and legislature, right?
So we're on the same page. So if Nike decides to kick you out,
I'm out.
That's cool.
Yeah,
but
I'll be like, I'm sorry.
Kamala Harris tells Nike to kick you out, I think we both agree that's whack.
Well, not necessarily, because Nike's like irrelevant when it comes to like democracy and public speech and policy and politics.
But we're just saying, I was going. That was your analogy, man.
No, okay,
I was just riding your analogy, and then you fucking shit on me.
I'm sorry. All right, I'll start talking now.
No, it's cool. I think we're finally on the same page.
Yeah,
it's like okay, if the company does it on its own accord, we're both cool with that.
Yeah.
But if the government tells them to do it, then we both agree that's whack.
And the government is telling them to do it.
We found common ground. I wish more people could debate, or like not a debate, but talk about issues that they maybe have and find common ground. Well, you know what I'm saying?
We're trying, but like they don't let you on social media. You know, so we do want the same thing. We want debate so that we can evolve and grow our minds and improve and flourish and learn and do better and develop. You know.
All right.
Yeah, that's what we need, more dialogue.
Okay, I stand with you on that. Let's get back to the Bitcoin.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Nima, you gonna have a hard time with this, man. You get a video because they're gonna get a video. We skipping around, but he's good, man. He's an Iranian scientist.
Oh yeah.
No, I got him out the fucking like.
Oh, you got him out of where? Where'd you get him out of?
Yo, the fucking.
What happened? What happened in Iran?
I don't know if we can talk about it, but
Oh.
they're working on some shit over there,
Wait,
man.
he's
And I was like,
laughing
listen,
hard.
I don't want you to be held responsible for this shit.
Wait, are you Christian, Muslim, Jewish?
Man,
I can't ask these questions.
In America, you can plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth.
Fifth Amendment. All right, you don't have to say nothing. You don't have to say nothing. Do not incriminate yourself.
Okay, I won't ask any
I
questions.
just know he's no longer building bombs, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm just happy you're
No.
here in Miami.
And now he's running. He went from being a nuclear scientist to running a podcast.
Podcasting is a science.
Yeah.
Like, this studio is crazy. I mean, the lights.
Exactly.
You gotta get the camera work, the technicality, this, that.
Now he's nuking the algorithms.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? That's what he's doing.
You are dropping bombs.
Yeah, man. Okay. So why isn't okay? I still
Have
can't.
I convinced you yet? No.
No,
Okay.
because it's like I can't
Look,
do anything with Bitcoin. Dollars
you
I can
preserve
trade
your
for good.
wealth. You preserve your wealth in Bitcoin. But I will tell you that it's only 14 years old, and eventually the acceptability level will increase, and you will be able to do things with Bitcoin. You just won't want to, because it's like gold. You can't really do much with gold, but why would you? You want to store your gold bullion bars and preserve your wealth.
I'm doing all types of shit with white gold right now.
Yeah. Can you pay
Flexing
anyone?
with it, huh?
I can flex with my Bitcoin. I can show you my wallet. I don't want to flex with my Bitcoin. That's the point. I want privacy. I want anonymity. I don't want anyone to know what kind of money I have, especially the government. It's nobody's business. And you know the best thing as well?
You know what? Maybe this is a cultural difference, you know. But I want everyone to know.
You want everyone to know? maybe it's because you're like, you know, a big strong man. I'm just a little woman.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. That's true. That's true.
I'm walking the
There is
streets. You know, I don't want anyone.
And you didn't grow up around firearms.
I did not grow up around firearms. No.
We in America.
I grew up around knives. I'm joking. I grew up in a nice part.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, the fucking roadmans. That's what they call the thugs.
Roadman.
Roadman.
Yeah. Roadman. Haven't heard that word in a while.
They drink tea and shit.
I love tea.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Obviously. All right.
Obviously.
Can you buy?
Obviously.
How's that go again? No, how's it go?
Obviously.
Can you buy tea with Bitcoin?
Probably, yeah.
Where?
I don't know a specific store. There's definitely a coffee shop in London actually where you can buy your Bitcoin. I used to live in Malta, and you could get from like different bars. You could pay in crypto. I know in New Hampshire in the States is very Bitcoin friendly. There are loads of different websites you can use to buy your Bitcoin. You can do a lot. You just have to like be plugged in, you know.
The only place I've ever seen Bitcoin available is like the shadiest parts of the internet.
No, that must have been a while ago. I feel like you've like been tapped out the crypto space for a while.
Yeah, no.
You've been on like the Ray Dalio and
I sold all my Bitcoin, man.
So you should have hodled. We got a bull market coming soon.
Well, but I made like a lot of money.
So you can make more. What do you mean? You've had enough? Is that enough money for you? You're tired now?
If I held it, I wouldn't have made that money.
Yeah, but you should buy. Did you sell and then buy back in?
No.
Well, you should have done. What do you mean? That's how it works. You buy low, you sell high, you take your profit, and you put it back in when we're in a bear market.
Oh, see, I was thinking I buy low, sell high, then take my
and then
profit.
Go buy a house.
Now I got
No, you go back
and then
in.
buy then exchange. Now that I've turned my I sold it. What did I sell it for? U.S. dollars, greenbacks, right? And then I'm able to. A currency which I can exchange for goods and services.
No, you go back in. You go back in. You know, we've been talking so much about like censorship, and the thing is, they come for your social media platforms, they come for your money, and you need a plan B. Like you literally need a backup. So what I do financially, I'm doing Bitcoin. That's my plan B. And then on the social media side, I literally recently launched my own Telegram group because I'm tired of being shut down for social media, and that's where I'm putting all my energy.
What's the Telegram? What's the Telegram, guys?
Oh, it's private. You can't get it. I'll leave the link. Can I give you a link?
Yeah, leave the link for them, man. They can go.
Yeah, I'm saying. Okay. Well, we talk about all the stuff that I'm not allowed to speak about online because no one's going to shut me down on Telegram. You know?
How you know?
Because
what if the government tells them to? What if David Icke?
It doesn't happen. From you can only work based off of like history and experience, right? Yeah. And so what I've seen is the only time people get shut down on Telegram is if they're doing, you know, like porn or drugs, you know, or like prostitution, like actual like dirty, illegal, hard stuff.
This is a question. This is not related. Just isn't prostitution legal in where you're from?
In Europe, parts of Europe it is. I don't think it's legal in England, but I could be wrong. But it's definitely legal in
Chat,
Amsterdam.
let us know.
Yeah. It's legal in Amsterdam. It's legal in Germany. Have you ever been to Amsterdam?
I've been to Amsterdam.
Yeah. I was in Amsterdam literally a year ago. Like next week, a year ago. And I was just walking in the middle of the day down the street and I just looked to my right and just boobs. Like in like a store. Yeah. I was like,
I was trying to get my cameraman at the time. I was like, I was trying to get him to, I was daring him to have sex with one of those prostitutes.
No, you can't.
And I kept daring him to do it. And then he was like, and I don't know, man, I was being weird. And I was high. That's why.
Oh, you're high.
It was back when I used to smoke weed. And it was the funniest shit in the world to me to get him to fuck this ugly prostitute. And then he was about to do that. I stopped him and I was just joking with you.
You can't let your friend do that.
Stop it. Knock it off. What is it? What are they saying? It is,
the exchange of sexual service for money is legal in the UK, apart from in Northern Ireland, where it's illegal to pay for sex. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay, man.
Interesting.
So can you buy bitches with Bitcoin?
I mean, probably. Well, yes, you can. You actually can, which is kind of annoying.
I'm learning. Okay. Now there might be a use case.
Okay.
Guys, get your Bitcoin.
It's kind of annoying though, because like the Bitcoin space, people are like they're very like libertarian and very anti-woke, you know? Whereas you have this corner of the Bitcoin space, which is very woke, and it's like, it's great for sex workers.
Yeah.
You know, because
that's like super woke.
Yeah, because sex workers, they get their bank account shut down. You know, and so they do actually end up transacting in Bitcoin, each to their own. I don't really care, but yeah, if there's a use case, why not?
So is Bitcoin a prostitution based?
Bitcoin is gold based currency. It's hard cap limit, 21 million. You can't inflate it away.
But why is it so volatile? Like, because what's up with the volatility? I think that's what bothers me too.
You know, ultimately, like I said earlier, like when you zoom out and you look at the Bitcoin chart since its inception in 2008, 2009, it does go up and to the right. So
yeah.
And everything is volatile in its early stages. Take Amazon, for example. I believe it crashed like 90% 4 times in the early stages. And so naturally, anything is going to be very volatile. You know, it's technically still a small cap coin, right? Technically. And the more money that flows into it, the more smart money that flows into it, I think it will definitely level out and be less volatile. In fact, it is less volatile as the years go by. People even complain that it's less volatile. They say, oh, you're not going to make the kind of gains anymore that you used to make on Bitcoin because it doesn't pump as hard, but it also doesn't dump as hard
it's
either.
Also better if it's not as
well, exactly, because like the harder something pumps, the harder it's going to dump, and there's going to be a really bad snapback.
Yeah. Wasn't there a country that started using Bitcoin as their currency?
El Salvador.
How'd that work out?
It's in process. It's in process. You know what I mean? What can you do? It takes time. It takes time.
Okay. Yeah, you know, okay, so what happens if the government says, the United States government says, yo, fuck your Bitcoin, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's a problem. I mean, like, I think they'd be stupid to do that because I think it would put America at the back of the line when it comes to innovation, because not all countries are on the same page. So not all countries are anti-crypto. Take Dubai, for example. Dubai is like this up and coming booming place. The whole of the UAE, to be honest, you know, it's so up and coming and is very crypto friendly. So now all the new money is moving to Dubai. Binance headquarters, I believe, is in Dubai. I know it was in Malta, but I know like CZ is based out of Dubai. All that crypto money is flowing into Dubai.
Is FTX in Dubai now?
FTX is dead.
Oh,
it was in the Bahamas. It's
I know.
Dead.
I watched them put the fucking.
Oh, you saw them? That's crazy.
I saw them put the fucking thing on, and then I saw them take it off.
Wow.
Can you explain to me what happened with FTX? Can you explain the whole thing?
Yeah, of course. Thank God I can explain it. Could you imagine if you asked me and I couldn't? That'd be so awkward. That'd be really bad. Like, I don't know how I'd get out of that. Okay.
I should have asked you before.
No, you're good. No, I can explain it.
Listen, and she's smart. Y'all should follow her on Telegram.
Thank you. I'll leave the link. I'll give you the link after.
Is this working, the sound? Okay, my fault.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool.
Okay, so we had Sam Bankman-Fried. He was the man behind FTX, the crypto exchange. And massive long story short, what the bankruptcy files show was that it wasn't a real exchange. So the money that you would give and you would, you know, get something in return or whatever, it would just go into like a black hole, just like one pot. And he then used that pot to plug holes in his sister company, Alameda Research, and which was also having the same thing where it was just a pot of money just going in, nothing happening. So the exchange was just a front, and they then used that money to buy themselves properties, to pay things for their parents. They had a coin which was FTT, and they manipulated the price of that and they pumped it up with all the money that they received in customer funds. So he's on trial for I think like 5 different things: wire fraud, securities fraud. I can't remember what else, but it was just a front. Like it wasn't like, oh, this is a company which just, you know, wasn't quite successful. No, it was a front. And the most perverse and creepiest part of the whole thing is that Sam Bankman-Fried was working really closely with the SEC in America, the Securities Exchange Commission, the people who are supposed to protect you when it comes to fraud and finance and things like that. The people deciding what isn't allowed in crypto in the US. They worked. Sam Bankman-Fried worked so closely with Gary Gensler, the chair of the SEC, for 6 months. How did Gary Gensler not know that this wasn't a real cryptocurrency exchange? It was just a farce. How do you not know?
Weren't they already $1 billion company at that point?
Probably,
multi-billion.
But and what the SEC is the big scary SEC. Right, that's fining companies like BlockFi hundreds of millions of dollars. That's fining people hundreds of millions of dollars. Yet they work so closely hand in hand. So my take is that America know that crypto is the next big thing, and they know, like I said, that if they were to outlaw it, they'd be putting themselves at the back of the line when it comes to innovation and money and everything. And so they need a crypto arm. Like they need to take their piece of the pie. They cannot allow crypto until they are in charge of the crypto, until they control it, right? FTX was becoming one of the biggest, if not the biggest, crypto exchange in the United States. Okay. They were working very closely with the establishment. Everybody was talking about FTX. Tom Brady was talking about FTX. It became like a national treasure.
Well, those people were paid, though.
Of course, millions. Yeah, they were talking. Yeah, I think he was paid $55 million.
He was paid $55 million.
I believe. I could be wrong.
Shout out to the GOAT.
Okay, I think
TB12
for like a week's promotion. I think he was paid $55 million from Sam Bankman-Fried. And so what I'm saying is, I think that in order to control crypto, they needed to control a crypto exchange, the biggest crypto exchange. And so they wanted FTX to become like the crypto arm of the establishment. So they fully have like their foot in the door with crypto. They control all the transactions and everything.
So how'd it go wrong?
So I can't fully remember, but what happened was, okay, so they were working on establishing some kind of exclusive crypto license in the US. I think it was called the Bit license or something like that. They were working on establishing the crypto license, and then therefore FTX would have a monopoly on the entire country when it comes to crypto. The other exchanges thought this was unfair. Binance was an exchange that thought this was unfair and didn't like what was happening. And also they know things that are going on, and now what I'm going to say isn't confirmed, but CZ, the CEO of Binance, heard things, didn't like things, saw things that were going, and I say things to be as vague as possible.
I saw that he looked at their books because they were thinking about
so he looked at their books. He didn't like what he saw, and so he announced on Twitter. See how I said Twitter's important? It's going full circle. He announced that they were selling, I can't remember how much, like 500,000. I don't know. Don't quote me. Of FTT tokens.
Yeah, because they were holding a lot of them. Right? Yeah.
And that then crashed the price of FTT, which then. And then people realized that a lot of customer funds were put into FTT to prop it up. People started losing faith. More stuff came out.
It was like a run on, instead of like a run on a bank, it was a run on a coin.
Exactly. And also like a bank run, basically, because people started removing their money from FTX. And then when they said, like, where's our money? They started removing their money. The price of FTT started crashing, and then all this selling pressure, and it crashed even more and more. Everyone's trying to remove their money, and they don't have the money left to remove. Why? Because he put all their money in houses. He gave it to their parents. He bought nice cars, and so it was basically a bank run. And there was nothing left in the end.
And that all started because CZ sold how much?
I can't remember. Yeah, $2 billion.
$2 billion worth.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And so you know what's so insane about this whole story, okay?
What's that?
So there's like crypto Twitter is so niche, and I'm on there like 24/7, like reading like a nerd, like what's going on.
Yeah.
And so I saw like minutes after CZ had tweeted, "We're selling the coins." I saw that and I was like, no way. And I watched the whole thing unravel. And I remember on crypto Twitter for at least 6 days, like almost a full week, we couldn't believe our eyes, and the mainstream hadn't picked it up yet. This is literally the biggest story in crypto, right? The mainstream hadn't picked it up yet, but we're there watching the whole thing play out, watching like withdrawals pause. They pause withdrawals, and I remember FTX did a thing saying withdrawals will start again soon. We saw the whole thing play out, and then it wasn't until a good like 10 days later that mainstream media picked this up and the whole thing exploded. But I watched CZ like there and then tweet it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope that explains it.
No, that gives me. I understand. So basically,
the whole thing was fake.
If I understand, he was taking the money, using it to prop up the coin that he made, and then when the CEO of Binance was looking at their books for whatever reason, he didn't like what he saw, and he announced that he was selling like $2 billion worth of it, and everybody started selling it. And then it was kind of like a run. A run, and they didn't have the funds didn't exist for the customers.
Exactly. And CZ had his eyes on Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX because of the whole regulation thing that was going on, because he was about to establish this regulatory monopoly on the whole of the crypto market, meaning like we could have gotten to a point where FTX would be the only platform, the only crypto exchange allowed in the US.
Yeah.
That's how big it was getting.
Okay. So, and that being said, it seems as if with a lot of these exchanges in crypto in general, it seems to be where the scammers hang out. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Sam Bankman-Fried. I think there was another. What was that other exchange where people were staking money and they were getting like a crazy amount?
Oh, you mean Luna?
Luna.
Oh, but it wasn't Luna. Was the coin they were staking?
It was Luna.
It was USDT they were staking.
And then it was the other company that they were using.
I can't remember.
It.
Oh my god, that's gonna annoy me.
And they got maybe someone on our staff will find it right.
But it begins with A. It's
because my friend was telling me about it. He's like, yo man, I bought this coin and then I stake it here and I'm making all this money and I'm making so much fucking I'm making like 20% for doing nothing.
18%. You can make 18% doing.
And I looked at that shit, I was like, word. Word.
Yeah.
And then same shit with BlockFi.
Yeah.
Like BlockFi, you can get how much? So
it started off as like 6% on your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then it went lower as the company established itself.
It was higher than 6, wasn't it?
I think it depends what you hold.
Yeah.
It depends what you hold. I don't believe they had their own coins.
Anchor.
Anchor protocol. Yeah, Anchor protocol.
Anchor protocol. My boys was telling me about it.
Yeah, of course.
And they were like, yo, this is a big thing. And they I know a guy who had $1 million worth of Luna staked in Anchor. It's gone now.
Oh, he never took the profit.
I mean, nah, like it fucking crashed overnight, right?
Yeah, you have to be so careful. This is the thing with crypto, and this is what I talk about so much. And I actually talk about this in my Telegram group. It's like, it drives me crazy. You got to know when to take your money and get out. Yeah. You got to stop trying to go for the life-changing wins. You got to get out the Ponzi scheme, because a lot of them are Ponzi schemes.
A lot of them. I mean, like,
you take your money and go. Like, take the small wins. If you even if you win, like, if you make 3K, take it and go.
That's what I did. You told me I should have held it.
Bitcoin is different. Bitcoin is different.
What about
Bitcoin is different?
Okay, and
the others are shit coins.
BlockFi too, though, right? Didn't BlockFi have a big scam involved in BlockFi?
Okay, so BlockFi wasn't a scam. BlockFi was a startup company that just didn't survive. So unfortunately, a lot of these companies in crypto, they really trusted FTX, and so they stored a lot of customer funds on FTX. So when FTX went down, all these other companies went down. So BlockFi, unfortunately, they stored money on FTX.
And what happened to the people who had money in BlockFi?
It's still stuck on BlockFi.
They can't get it. They can't access it. They can't get it.
No, they're currently going through like bankruptcy filings, and I'm a customer. I only had like $500 on that, only because I like forgot and didn't really care about it. So I get all these emails, and they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and all the
finance influencers were saying, "Hey, BlockFi," and they made all the money for BlockFi.
Yeah,
and I didn't get me because you couldn't do BlockFi in New York.
Yes, that's correct.
So I bought with Gemini.
You went with Gemini,
and Gemini was, you couldn't get the same, but Gemini was in that's based in New York, and I just feel like I'll go in there and slap up somebody if they fuck with my money.
You can, you go to the Winklevoss twins and you tell them like,
hey nerds, give me my fucking bread. That's what I was thinking. That was my contingency plan.
That makes sense.
Yeah, nah.
But I believe
they don't want no beef with me.
But did you have money on Gemini or Gemini Earn? Because Gemini Earn,
I put the money in Gemini Earn too. But when I sold everything.
Oh, you got out.
Because every time I bought some Bitcoin, I put it in Gemini Earn, right?
Yeah.
And then I was making some whatever. And then when I sold all my crypto, and like it was the beginning of last year.
Because Gemini Earn went bankrupt, I believe.
Yeah, but before that, I was out.
Yeah, good for you.
Hey man,
you need to take self-custody.
But I know you probably keep all your fucking Bitcoin on like a hard drive. And
you know what, Brandon? I don't have any Bitcoin.
I see what you did.
It's at the bottom of the Florida Keys with all the guns and everything else. I don't own any Bitcoin. I'm broke, Brandon.
I think we have a super chat. Only guys, all your super chats go towards research and development for Thot Repellent.
Can we talk about this for a sec?
Yeah, I'd love to talk about Thot Repellent.
So
it's all I think about.
Is it real?
Is it real?
Like
I mean, that's just a prototype.
Like, what, does the lid come off or not?
I would keep that on just for now because it's like we've only had a few cans explode. And I can't promise you that can won't explode. So
I have a question. Before the Thot Repellent, when you're like navigating Miami, like how do you like know if someone's a thought? Like how do you protect yourself?
I brought when I moved down here, man, I imported.
You imported what?
A girlfriend.
Oh, you imported a girlfriend? Okay, you can't get love here. You have to import the love.
Nah, I literally brought sand to the beach. Yeah, most like literally.
I love that. Yeah,
I was like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I spent enough time in Miami to know that it's full of crazy people.
Yeah, of course.
Full of crazy people, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like EDM or cocaine enough to date none of these girls.
Music?
Electronic dance music,
electronic dance music. Yeah.
You know that shit.
Good. Good moves.
I don't know what they do. Oh, I don't like recreational drugs enough to really date Miami girl, so I decided. I was like, y'all bring one down here.
That's good.
Bring her down here.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I was just wondering. It must be really difficult to navigate that. It must be quite difficult because like I obviously live in Miami. Yeah. And I don't have many female friends. I only have like a few, and they're like really nice girls, like really good girls. Other than that, like I don't have many because I can't get on with them. So it must be really difficult for men because men like have to get on with them. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't have to speak to anyone.
Yeah. You know, I mean. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I brought a girl down here. You know? I mean, but I've dated Miami girls back long time ago. Long time ago. And because I used to live here in 07.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I lived here in 07 and for like a year. And I would, if you live in New York, New Yorkers come to Miami all the time.
Yeah.
And it was interesting.
It
was interesting, man. These girls really like
they're crazy.
They really like what's that stuff, man? My niggas used to cook it back in the day. Cocaine. And they really like
he used to cook it back in the day. The way he says that so casually. I didn't even know you could cook cocaine.
Yeah, that's how you make crack.
Oh,
you gotta cook it. You gotta put it. You gotta get like a Pyrex spot, and you gotta put it with the baking soda.
Oh, okay. You'll show me after how to do it. Cool. Yeah.
I'll show you later. I mean, I heard.
Yeah,
I heard that's how it's done.
I feel like you got the skills for it.
Then you like now. There's an investment. You want to talk about
what?
Investment?
Well, cooking cocaine.
Cocaine, yeah,
knowing
man.
how to cook it. That's
you got to cook it because then you like increase the supply. You know?
Right? Because it's something which everybody wants. It's just a good skill. It's a very in demand skill, basically.
Listen.
Got to give the market what it wants.
If you and David Reich are right, then it's going to be a cocaine-based economy. We ain't going to be worried about digital gold.
That's what they say. I've heard people say Bitcoin is the new cocaine. No, I'm joking. I haven't heard that.
You haven't heard? You just made that up, right?
Yeah. But I have heard them say Bitcoin. No, I heard them say unvaccinated sperm is the new Bitcoin.
Excuse me?
Yeah. unvaccinated
Go on,
sperm
you're
is
gonna
the
have
new
to.
Bitcoin.
You can't just say that.
What do
You
you
have
mean?
to. You have to. You have
What do you
to.
mean?
You have to elaborate on that.
Well, because you're clean and uninfected with the drugs and government medicine, and it's hard to find, right? So they say unvaccinated sperm is the new Bitcoin. It's so valuable and scarce.
Guys, if
And
you guys,
everybody
if you
wants
guys got
it.
some unvaccinated sperm,
You've
you
not
got
heard that before.
a telegram. What's your telegram again?
We're gonna leave it in the chat. We're gonna leave it in the chat because it's a private and very private and exclusive group.
Okay.
You can't find it. You have to be given the link.
For
I'll
the
give it to you.
sperm?
Yeah, for the Telegram group. For the Telegram group. You've never heard that. Unvaccinated sperm is the next Bitcoin. Yeah. Because it's,
why they want it so bad?
Because then you have healthy kids. What do you mean? How have you not heard this? Like, that's how much of an echo chamber I'm in. That's crazy.
Is there like a lot of data to support this, or is this just like we're just going off intuition?
There's probably some data. I don't know. Like there's data. They compared jabbed blood. I'm being careful with my words, with non-jabbed blood, and the jabbed blood is like clotting
really
harder than the non-jabbed. Yeah,
that means it's stronger.
No, that means it's bad.
Oh,
yeah. It, like the
I thought it
blood
meant
is
like it was
thick.
tougher.
No, sorry.
You don't want your blood to be thick. All right, no, that's
thick
cool.
is bad. It's clotting.
Boss,
It's,
yeah. What's the
sorry.
super chat say? There was one. You guys must not want this Thot Repellent.
What are they saying? I've said a lot of things. I'm curious. What
Oh
are they
man, I
saying?
don't read the chat unless they pay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my stance.
All right,
This is free market capitalism. All right.
We have Marcus. Shout out to the members of the Victory Unit.
Yeah, the Victory Unit. That's my Discord that goes on with this.
Okay, cool.
What's up? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we covered a lot so far.
We did, yeah.
We talked about unvaccinated sperm.
Yeah, which is
Which
is the next Bitcoin.
The next Bitcoin.
You need to tell your friends that. let everyone know.
We talked about
Bitcoin and the importance
conspiracy,
of it. Central bank digital currencies.
Yeah,
You got to be careful of those.
Yeah.
90% of banks all around the world are working on them.
What are the top 3 lies you've heard about crypto?
Okay, so that it's for criminals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's
you
a
telling
lie.
me it's not for criminals?
It's not for criminals.
It wasn't made for criminals. It's just their preferred method of
it was
payment.
made as a solution to the current fiat system, the corrupt system. It was made as a solution to it. The reason why it's incorrect when people say Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies for criminals is because the entire blockchain, which is the foundation of crypto, is completely transparent. So it's really bad if you want to do something criminal or illegal. It's really bad to use crypto because they can track your entire thing. And now they have even more technology. And trust me, I know, like I've seen this. Like they have even more technology where they can now start identifying people with those different anonymous wallet addresses. There are so many people that are getting caught.
You cannot do crime
with crypto.
Just
you
in
can't
general.
do it with crypto,
If the government wants you, well, they could just get you. But if you did crime, man, like this, I don't know. I got friends like in some different places, and and it's like, they can find out anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So crypto. So guys think they're smart doing crime with crypto.
Yeah, they're stupid.
They're stupid.
They're so stupid. The whole blockchain is transparent, and you can't get out of it. And they're cutting down on things like mixers. So so the whole thing is transparent, right? So if I send you 1 Bitcoin, you can then look inside my wallet. And you can see where that Bitcoin came from and where it came from and where it came from.
I can track it from the root.
The whole history, right?
Oh.
But then you have things called mixers. And if you put if I put all my money in a mixer and then I then take it out, you can't see any history of it. It's all like mixed and jumbled. They're making those illegal. And any wallet that's connected to a mixer then gets frozen and so on and so on. And so it's becoming increasingly difficult to do any criminal activity with cryptocurrency. Even privacy coins, which don't allow you to trace the history, are being like shut down, or like exchanges are forced to delist them.
Really?
Yeah, I think Monero is like
that was the popular one.
Yeah,
right?
privacy coin. Yeah, I think that's been shut down on several different cryptocurrency exchanges.
What happens when one of these coins gets shut down? Like, do nothing?
Not like the price goes to zero,
and everybody just
like you can't
it's like
trade
if you
it.
own a stock and it goes to zero.
Yeah. Speaking of, Metro Bank stock today crashed 29%. Talking to just Metro Banks and Random Bank.
Yeah.
It crashed 29%. And that's funny because we spoke earlier and you were telling me Bitcoin's so volatile. We can't trust it.
Yeah.
It's just fake money, blah, blah. Metro Bank, a bank.
Yeah.
Its stock crashed 29%. 29% crashes in crypto are very normal, but not in the stock market.
Well, it depends on what time you're looking at, but stocks aren't currency. So that's the difference.
Depends how you define currency, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean cryptocurrency and it's like
it's still something people do.
Honestly, I mean if we were to use semantics, anything can be currency, right? I can trade you something for this keyboard, right? So I get what you're saying. All right, what's this number? What's the second?
That's a good question. I think it annoys me when people confuse Bitcoin and crypto.
Okay.
Yeah, because crypto is a casino. And I'm in that casino, don't get me wrong. And I talk about all the different shit coins that I trade.
Yeah.
I talk about all of it. But it's a casino.
Okay.
Whereas Bitcoin is very different. And people often think, just because like FTT, this fake coin which Sam Bankman-Fried created, crashed, and because of his platform and his exchange crashed, they think that means Bitcoin's a scam, when in fact it has nothing to do with Bitcoin. It's completely separate.
It'd be like if like Bernie Madoff had a Ponzi scheme, that doesn't mean like the dollar's a scam.
Right. But although the dollar just happens to be a scam anyway. But yes, the analogy is correct. Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what would be the third one?
This isn't a lie. This is kind of off the back of the second one. It's more just like when an exchange goes bankrupt, like FTX or BlockFi. Well, FTX was a scam. BlockFi went bankrupt. My issue there is people, again, they often think like Bitcoin's the scam, Bitcoin's dangerous, when in fact people just aren't educated on how to take self-custody and how to store their Bitcoin correctly offline, with correct security practices. They don't understand how to secure their private keys, their seed phrase, don't write it down on a piece of paper, engrave it on a metal sheet so that it doesn't get ruined. They don't understand all these things. So that's something which I talk about and wish people sort of understood more.
Well, okay. No, and that's kind of stuff you teach people out. And like when I asked you what the value was, the only thing you said was it's limited supply. Is that basically what?
No. So the value, and my brother I know is watching and is like going to listen to this because we once did a debate with somebody and we practiced this answer.
All right, let's go.
No, I'm stressed out. No,
I'm not trying to debate. Joking. I'm trying to learn.
No, you're good. So there's value behind anything. If somebody's willing to pay for something, there's value, right? Yeah. So like with Bitcoin, it costs money to create a coin.
Yeah.
You have to actually put cash in to create it. So for example, people have to buy electricity power, right? Because you need to mine it into existence.
Yeah.
They have to buy computational power, which is then transferred into hash power and so on and so on and so on. But money goes in, and at the end, a Bitcoin is spat out.
Right.
So a Bitcoin is spat out. So if I said to the person who just paid for all this electricity, the machinery, the computers, the computational power, he just put hundreds of thousands into creating all of this stuff, and then one Bitcoin is spat out, and I say to him, can I have that Bitcoin? He's going to be like, no. I've got all this money I just put in to create it. So that's where the value comes from.
But it's
actual hard capital goes in. No, hard capital goes in.
Yeah.
And a Bitcoin is spat out. And so if I say to him, give me that, he's going to be like, no, it's worth X. I just paid X for it.
Yeah. But like if I spend a bunch of money to create something and no one wants, right? Well, that doesn't, just because I spent money to create it doesn't inherently make it valuable to other people. It's valuable to me. For
sure. But at the same time, people want it because of all the characteristics that I mentioned. Right. And you're still probably going to want to sell it for a profit. Like say you spent hundreds of thousands on creating something. You may not break even. You might be selling it at a loss, but you're going to get some money for that. You're not just going to give it away. You spent hundreds of thousands creating it. You might even give it away for $2.
Yeah.
You gave it away for something. And of course the market decides the value.
Right.
But there's value to it because you put hard capital down, and you refuse to sell it for free.
I think what maybe what's confusing me is when you say somebody spent money to make it, and then you want to sell it for a profit. The money you spent to make it was fiat currency.
Yes.
And then when you sell it for profit, you get more fiat currency than you paid to either make it or buy it. Right. So at the end of the end, with your example you just gave me, the end was getting more fiat currency.
Well, that's if they choose to sell. So when you create a Bitcoin, you're called a miner. and you validate that all the transactions happen. You confirm the transactions, and then you get rewarded with a Bitcoin. Miners don't always want to sell. They don't want to sell, but at the same time, they have to sell because they have electricity bills to pay for. So that creates a market because they have to sell.
They have to sell.
They have to pay electricity bills. But they don't sell all of it, and they don't necessarily sell it at a profit either. Like when they first started running the Bitcoin network, I don't know how much it cost them, but they didn't necessarily sell it for a profit. And you couldn't even sell it back then anyway. You just keep mining it and creating it into existence.
Yeah,
I know it's a lot.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Like like for example, I hope I give this example right. Like say you have an iPhone, and you spend like $1,000 on it, and I'm like, can I have it for free? You're like, no, and I'll be like, well, why? Well, because you spent $1,000 on it,
and I can use that iPhone for something,
even
like this utility
for sure. Now, if that iPhone was dead, right? I say to you, can I have it for free? You're gonna say no. You know why? Because Apple will take it. And they'll give you money for it because they want the pieces. Somebody you can get money somewhere. You can go to like a dead car. I don't know what do they call garages. They take dead cars because they can reuse. Right. They can So there's always going to be something that you can do with it. So if I say
that thing always goes back to getting fiat currency.
Doesn't matter. There's value. There's value. We're trading it. There's value.
All right.
I hope that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. With the words you say make sense.
And then on top of that, on top of like the hard capital going in, you have all the things that I spoke about. So limited supply, making it hedge against inflation. It's also a store of value, limited supply. It's also portable, which is really incredible. It's very difficult to move money around the world. Try moving gold around the world. You literally cannot do that. It's so difficult. You can't really move more than $10,000 in cash. Bank accounts don't really let you remove your money if they even have your money, right? Because they're all doing fractional reserve banking. So when you go to a bank and you're like, hi, you can have 25 grand. My friend went the other day and they literally treated her like a criminal. They made her wait. What do you need it for? Really? Yeah. You have to pre-order your money if you want to get.
But I literally went to Chase and I said, I need 20 grand in singles.
Okay.
Don't ask why.
Oh, right.
But they gave me.
You going to 11?
No, this was a long time ago.
You're definitely going to 11.
And I haven't been to 11
since you took the ones.
Time, you know what I'm saying? But no. This was like in 2018. I have a picture. You know that picture I have with the fucking me with all the bills? It was to shoot an ad.
Oh,
I was shooting an ad, so I just needed a fucking stack some money, and then I'll put some hundreds on top of it to make it look like fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars. But it was but they just gave it to me.
Oh, that's good. Well, this was in England.
Oh,
but even here, I'm sure there's a limit. If you ask for 200 grand in cash from the bank, your money, you're gonna have a very difficult time getting 200 grand in cash today.
Probably, yeah.
What if you got to get out of here?
Yeah.
So number one, you don't have the right to your own money. You can't remove it. Number two, you can't flee or go anywhere or travel with 200 grand in cash. Like I have cash. I am not traveling from state to state with cash. Like I will with like a couple grand. That's it. I'm not traveling state to state with any more than that. Watches are good because obviously you can travel, you can wear a watch worth 100 grand and then you can obviously move value across the world. Sorry, how much is yours?
Oh, it depends on
what is that one again? Is it
this is a Richard Millet.
Richard Millet. How much is it?
Depends on who you are. Whatever
how much
the market
is this
was.
one today? Roughly.
If you go on Chrono 24, it's about 1,000. I'm at 180,000.
Okay, so you can move 180,000, right? By wearing a watch. You can get a girlfriend to wear another watch. You can maybe put one watch in your case, and now you've got just under like. You got maybe like 500,000 on you, right? I'm sure you might want to move more than 500,000. You can't be traveling with like 10 watches in your case. TSA are going to open and be like, you're moving too much value.
No, like when would I ever have to do that?
Because one day you may not like this the way the United States is running anymore. You may not like how things are going, and you might want to get up and go before it gets any worse. I'll give you an example, okay? And I always use this example. I actually have a book called Undressing Bitcoin. It's available on Amazon, and I spoke about this in my book.
Okay.
In the book, I spoke about the Holocaust. And Who would have ever thought that they'd come and put Jews in gas chambers? Like you just would not think that in like 1920s. You wouldn't think 20 years time, you know, we're really happy here. We're part of German society. You know, I watched a Polish movie yesterday that was set in the late 1800s, and the Jews were so integrated into society and they were happy. You would never have thought that come the 1940s, you go straight to a gas chamber, right? Some families knew and they tried to get papers and run, but they weren't allowed to go with anything other than the gold in their teeth. The Nazis confiscated even the gold in their teeth. So the Jews would put gold inside bread, swallow it, and flee. That's how they flee tyranny. That's how they flee with value and money. They swallowed gold. With Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, you can flee. You can flee tyranny like that. With your net worth, where you can flee with millions. Nobody needs to know. You can go in seconds. You can pay someone on the other side of the world to get you the documents that you need to flee tyranny. One day, you don't know what could happen in the United States. You might be super happy now. You got your studio, everything's great. You can see the FTX, which now the Kaseya Center. Everything's perfect. It's perfect today. You don't know what it's going to be like in 20 years' time.
We have a contingent. There's something written in America for that.
Everything's written in America, and they go against it.
The Second Amendment.
Okay, well, you know what? The
we got the Second Amendment.
Yeah, today you do. The Democrats want to get rid of it. Biden wants to get rid of it.
It's been getting stronger, man.
No. What do you mean? You have more and more.
We got constitutional carry here in Florida. We got constitutional carry in Texas.
Until Governor DeSantis isn't Governor DeSantis anymore. What happens when he goes? What if he gets a more liberal Republican?
Listen,
which could happen.
All this stuff could happen,
and you have to be prepared.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared. Like I took what happened with COVID really seriously. Because I was in the UK, I was in Europe, and I saw how they locked us all down and how they didn't let people work. They didn't let them see their families. They did force them to take a foreign substance, which I think is really immoral and quite Holocaust-like.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
And so I saw that, and I'm so grateful that I saw that at such a young age, because it means that I'm not living in the clouds. And one day I turn like 40 and I'm like married to a man who's not got a clue and he can't come and save
40's
us.
not that old, you know. It's like some people say it's like still kind of young. Anyway,
I'm sorry. It's a lot older than what I am now. It's like double. It's like almost double my age.
40's like not even like a big deal. You know,
it's almost double what I am now. Yeah, you know. So one day I turn 50.
Yeah,
and you know things change.
Listen. Okay, I get what you're saying.
The America that you know today is not the America that you knew 20 years ago. It's just not. It's completely different.
It's fucking better. Like
America, you have more surveillance after 9/11. You have way more surveillance. You have the whole TSA. It's unbelievable. California's turned to absolute like.
Well, California's always been like the fucking worst place.
LA, New York's become more liberal.
More liberal?
Yes.
Yo, listen. Listen. Let me tell you something about fucking American history, right? Like fucking like I don't know 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it would be illegal for me and my girlfriend to be together in America.
Yeah, I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about
freedom, no, but I'm just saying, like,
it's
you think there's less freedom now? Like there was places I couldn't go, especially down here in the South. You know, like when my fucking parents were kids. You know, like. So when people say like, oh, it's so much worse now, I'm like, whoa, depends on who you ask.
Yeah,
because I would have been in the back of the fucking bus back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I would have been. There's no way I would have had the opportunities I had. I would have. There's no way my man Nima would have had the opportunities he had. Like we were legit fucking second class citizens. You know, we would have been like fear for our lives doing certain shit.
Yeah.
Here in especially down here in Florida, the fucking bottom of America, right? Like, I mean, like geographically the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's so when people say it's like worse now, I'm like, it depends on who the fuck you ask and what perspective. Like, when I look at it from the perspective of me and my family, this has never been a better time to be in America.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah. No, I understand. I think as you like, there's different problems with different decades and different generations. And I personally think that all the problems that we see in the world, it starts with the money. And I think if you fix the money, you fix the world. And that's what makes me such a big Bitcoin advocate. I think
Okay.
all the problems that we have. And so
the main utility, it sounds like you're saying the main utility is like a contingency plan.
yeah.
Against I
But
can stand behind that.
Yeah, but not even fully a contingency plan, because like I said, the purchasing power of your dollar is going down. So like we need a solution now. We need a solution today. So if you bought Bitcoin like 6 years ago, you will be
6
up.
years ago.
And that's a very short, like 6 years is nothing.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, it's not even a decade. So you would be in a better position.
But just devil's advocate.
Always.
If you would have put that same money in the stock market, you'd be up.
Not the same amount though. And it depends which stock,
Not the
right?
same amount.
Not the same amount. Like the stock
S&P
market,
500, you'd be up.
it's hardly going to move though. It doesn't really move too much.
It goes up about on average 10% a year.
10% a year.
Yeah. So like, we're talking like 60% annualized. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like Bitcoin goes up like up.
Bitcoin goes way up.
Yeah.
But that is gonna stop though, right? You don't think it's gonna keep that kind of rise. It's gonna level out at some point.
Right.
Hopefully it's like less volatile.
Well, exactly that. Yeah. So that takes us to the point of like, well, maybe it could become a medium of exchange, a natural currency, because yes, it will become less volatile. But it's still, there's still a hard cap. So gold, for example, has an inflation rate of around like, I can't remember, something too bad. There's 2% more gold is found every year. There's always more gold to be mined from the ground. I believe there's an asteroid in space which has enough gold on it to make everyone like a millionaire or a billionaire or something like that. That's why he's going to space. Yeah, trying to get all the gold. He's smart man, smart guy.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So you're
So I'm saying even gold doesn't have a hard cap limit, and yet it's still a hedge against inflation, a store of value. The same will be true for Bitcoin.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I hope you're right.
I am.
That would be cool.
Do you still own any?
Do I still own any?
No. You should. Bitcoin under 30K is a steal. I'm telling you, we have a bull market coming in the next like year and a half, 2 years. So
I can see that. I mean, I think there's going to be, it's going to be super volatile for a while. And if the volatility ever like stabilizes.
You want volatility though.
You want volatility if you're trading, but not for what you're talking about.
Yeah, but for now it's great.
Yeah, I mean, because I definitely traded it, and I told you I bought it at 19 and sold it at like 60 something.
That's a great trade.
A lot of money.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I'll trade anything. You know what I'm saying? No.
You trade anything?
No, I didn't mean it like that. They're gonna be like, he's friends with Tate. I knew it. No.
I was gonna say, people trade like OnlyFans women. Did you know that?
Go on.
So it's really interesting. So a lot of the time it could be a woman, but a lot of the time men manage OnlyFans women, right?
Yeah, one of my friends does that.
Man. Yeah. And so because it's a professional business, as a man, you have a contract with the OnlyFans girl.
Yeah.
And like any business, you can buy and sell contracts.
So you're trading them like the NBA, which like you don't know what the NBA is.
No, I understand. Like players. Yeah. You go on this team, you go on this team. Yeah. But yeah, like they trade contracts. It's just interesting. That's so gonna get people in a lot of trouble though. Like Tate.
Yeah, I would
let's stay away from that. But
I would stay away from trading women.
They're not trading women.
Advice.
They're trading contracts.
Yeah,
they're trading contracts, you know?
It's trading contracts.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think how do you
feel? Do you feel like we agreed on stuff?
I feel like we both agree that as long as it's okay, here's what it is. I think as long as it stays this volatile, you should just trade it, get in and get out. Right. You say you should hold indefinitely. I say you should hold, you're gonna hold when or if it stabilizes.
So I think you should buy low in a bear market like now-ish, sell high, realize those profits, and then when the market crashes, go back in. And then just keep doing that until it starts to like level out.
I had a different strategy. I bought low, sold high, and then used that money for goods and services.
Yeah, that's also you've reinvested it back into yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a win-win.
All right. Okay. Yeah. We got some super chats.
Okay.
Let's see what we're talking.
We have Holden Podcast.
Okay.
Bitcoin has no value and is bought purely off of speculations. You can't compare it to productive business like Amazon. The bull market is over. Welcome to reality. What does a Bitcoin produce? Nothing.
Get them. Go get them.
What does Bitcoin produce?
Well, the currency's not supposed to.
It's not produce anything.
A currency's job is to be exchanged for goods and services. I just don't think that Bitcoin does that good right now.
Not right now.
I don't think Bitcoin does that well right now.
Yeah,
right. Because
it takes time.
If it's a currency, it has to be exchanged for goods and services, right? And
you know what? But you know what's funny? We, as a community, we still don't know what Bitcoin's going to be. Like, we don't know whether it's going to be a currency, whether it's going to, be a medium of exchange, or whether it's simply a store of value. Like, Bitcoin is still finding its place in the world. We actually don't know yet. You can use it as a currency the same way we can use gold as a currency, right?
Yeah.
But do we do that? No, we use it as a medium of exchange.
But
time will tell.
That whole phrase.
Which phrase?
Was said, everything you just said sounds like speculation. We don't know. It could be this. It could be that. That's the definition of speculation.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a level of speculation around anything.
I mean,
you're right. The dollar is speculation. I mean, that's not backed by anything.
The difference between the dollar is
not real.
It's not real, but it is. You can't say it's not backed. It's backed by the U.S. government, right? Well, I tell you, when Gaddafi tried to trade oil in another fucking currency. You know what happened to him? Saddam Hussein tried to fucking trade oil in another currency. You see what happened to him.
But that's the dollar's role in the world, right?
Yeah.
It's not the value of the dollar. Like, the purchasing power of the dollar is still going down despite the US military.
But it's all okay. There's always going to be inflation, right? Like that's.
But why?
Because things get.
But why?
Inflation comes because when production out, inflation happens when output of a currency or it outpaces like production of goods. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why does it have to be like that? You say it like it just has to be like that.
Well, because it's just always been like that.
But what if it doesn't always be like that? What if there's another way? What if the money that we have doesn't have to expire and just melt away?
That sounds great.
Right.
But it's like we just haven't seen that in like the whole history of currency.
And that's fine. But eventually we will. Because I don't know.
It sounds great. It's just I've never seen
right now we're living through the American Empire, and it will one day collapse, like all empires. The British Empire, Roman Empire, right now it's the American Empire. And we're gonna, I don't know, I could be wrong, but it looks like the China and the Russian Empire could be next. I believe they're already trading in other currencies.
Some of them are, but like you see how that's ended
ruble, up. They did some stuff in, I think it was the Chinese, like the Chinese yen. I can't fully remember, but there have been some landmark trades recently, not in the US dollar.
Yeah. You know what happened after that? So like there was a Nobel Prize.
Someone died.
There's war. People start dying, man. You start fucking with that dollar shit.
Yeah, like you think the Ukraine thing is like really about Ukraine? No, it's not. It's America.
It's all about that.
It's about the dollar. It's America and Russia at it again, two superpowers.
100%, man. And then as soon as Russia started to do that, what's happened? That pipeline. You heard about that pipeline? It exploded. And there was a Nobel Prize winning scientist. He did the research. He looked at it. He said, "Oh, America definitely blew that shit up." Right. And America's like, nah, but America,
of course.
They definitely blew that shit up. I mean, maybe YouTube.
Right?
Maybe. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's what the scientist said, man. Not me. I'm not a science guy. I don't got a Nobel Prize. I'm just a guy, bro.
I'm so glad you said that, because we're getting a bit too conspiratorial for your platform. But so I'm just like,
he said that, right? And then you got to remember, like you say, Russia's going to be the next world power. I mean, bro, Russia's GDP is less than the fucking is less than Apple's market cap.
What about when China partners with Russia?
I mean, then they become formidable opponents. You know what I'm saying? But China was acting crazy like 6 months ago. 6 months ago, they was doing fucking with Taiwan and shit. And then all of a sudden, man, 3 fucking 3 aircraft carriers just showed up
Mhm.
right over there. Now, when an aircraft carrier comes through, it's not just the aircraft carrier. They come with a whole fleet of ships, submarines, all types of shit. I'm like, yeah, act crazy if you want, man. China trying to calm the fuck down right after. And their economy is going to shit right now, right? Because of the lockdown. They've been locked down, and all the fucking chip manufacturers have pulled out. They in Indonesia, India, like their whole economy is fucking collapsing.
Yeah.
You know, under their whole and then Russia. Yo, man, Russia's whole GDP is less than the market cap of Apple, right? So it's like if they didn't have oil, we wouldn't be fucking talking about them. If they didn't have oil and a nuclear bomb, like we wouldn't give a fuck, right? But it's a huge landmass. It's the only fucking country that's on 2 continents. It's huge, right? But it's and they got a lot of oil, right? And you know
what they're doing right there, Russia and China.
What are they doing right?
They're talking sense and they're not wasting time on woke BS.
Are they not? China's been locked down this whole time. It's still locked down. Crazy lockdown. It's fucked up their economy.
See how they train the children though.
Nah, but also
training them to be warriors.
I was talking to a guy who just left China, right? Because they have a fucking social credit system, right? And
which is what the CBDC is, by the way.
Right, but check this out. Like that's like awful. Like they're communists. Right, I'm not gonna stand behind that. And then also they, that social credit system. He said his shit went from green to red because he did something the government didn't like, and he couldn't even go into fucking cafes. He couldn't get a room anywhere, and he had to flee the country.
Well, that's so
China is fucking retarded. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, well, that's what America's bringing in.
Yeah, but it.
And at least like you have Vladimir Putin, who's like actually like saying like kids shouldn't be changing their genders, and like we need to like have some like order here, some order in society. Whereas like here, like the kids are just busy like learning about gender studies and like changing their gender and injecting each other with like pre-puberty blockers and all that rubbish.
But listen, man. Listen, shit's ended up real fucking bad for them, man. Like, when that pipeline got blown up, now we're Russia used to my law. Russia,
you have a cool ringtone.
Russia used to supply like a huge amount of natural gas to most of Europe, man. But they can't do it no more, man. Where they getting natural gas from? Yeah, where they getting natural gas?
I don't know. You tell me. America.
Yeah. So like, yo, man, they can't fuck with us.
Yeah,
man. Chill out. Well, every time somebody tries to fucking trade.
Give it
out
time.
With oil, they get fucked up.
I understand. And
I'm saying that's what the dollar's backed by.
I understand. And like you make the most legitimate point. Like that is the only legitimate point that I will accept. And like you make the bet that is like the best point to make. However, that is why Satoshi Nakamoto decided to remain anonymous.
Yeah. No.
And it's going to be very difficult to stop something which is decentralized.
I will say, man, I hope that you're right.
Yeah,
I hope you're right.
Yeah, you know what it is. I used to be. I do love Bitcoin, and I know we spent the whole podcast talking about Bitcoin. For me, at the end of the day, I'm more about waking people up to the realities of what's going on in the world, where we're headed, what governments are doing, and understanding the different tools to get there. If Bitcoin is the tool today, then we love Bitcoin today, and we'll use Bitcoin as a tool as a means to an end, which is absolute freedom, sovereignty for myself, my family, and everyone else. If tomorrow there's another tool and it's better than Bitcoin because they outlawed Bitcoin, then I'm going to use that tool. It's a means to an end. And right now, I think Bitcoin is the best tool that we have. Is it going to be the tool that we have in 20 years and 30 years and 40 years now at time? I don't know. But right now it's the best tool that I can see. It's a means to an end. And that end is sovereignty and freedom and prosperity. Because I understand where the world is going.
Well, that's, I can stand behind that.
Perfect.
I can stand behind that.
We agree.
I can stand by. I think let's run through these super chats right quick before we get up out of here.
Oh, thanks. Someone said, "Oh, can I read it?" Sorry.
You taking her job.
Sorry, go for it. No, I didn't say anything. I just
what she wants to read.
What'd you say?
What part does she want to read?
No, you go for it.
The one that like nice. Somebody gave her some like props.
Yeah, that's nice.
We have Hunter. He gave $4. Brandon
Shout
Carter, you truly are the GOAT.
There's a lot of truth in that statement, Hunter. Shout
out to you. The Alpha Widow.
Okay.
Layah is stating facts. 2A won't save you from CBDC.
Exactly.
All right,
yeah,
all right.
The Alpha Widow knows. The Alpha Widow. Just clock that name.
Status. 150, just cause.
All right. Hey, I'm with it.
And then we have X9. BTC is scarce and can't be printed like currency. Second, just from an investment perspective, name something which did like 30,000 times in 10 years.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? I can't argue with that.
X9 knows.
I can't argue with that, man. I can't argue with that. But I think like that's why that's the problem with it being a currency.
Right. Well,
you know
but now it doesn't do that anymore though.
Yeah. Because imagine if that was a currency and it did
and
that.
it only did that would be great. What do you mean? It just went up.
You think inflation is bad now?
Yeah,
imagine if the fucking if everyone has like 300 times as much money.
Yeah.
You think inflation is bad now? Like when they printed money, inflation went up. Imagine if the money's just worth that much more.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, listen, guys. It's an interesting topic today. I feel like I learned some stuff about the Bitcoins and everything. Where can they find you?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on YouTube. It's just Layah Heilpern, and then I'll give you the link afterwards for my Telegram. We can put it in the.
We'll put it in the thing for sure.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me. It's been amazing.
Hey man, it's been wonderful. Thank you guys. Make sure y'all follow her on all the socials so y'all can learn more about this Bitcoin shit. All right, peace.